Hey, as I speak to you this morning, labor protest is underway on the 2nd of August 2023. This is just after a few hours of having a meeting with the federal government as with the president, and they did not reach a consensus. And if you understand what happened as at 2 days ago, I think the federal government was trying to downplay it and saying that they've gotten to a consensus, they've gotten to an agreement, and then the strike no longer go ahead as always. But they came out with a press release yesterday saying that it's a lie. Say this strike must continue. Now, here's what begs the question. This strike, where they strike, so is it for the people or it has a political agenda? No more reasoner. Because if you look at it with the history of the way the NLC has been doing their strike ever since I've known what NLC stands for, you will realize that they will call for strike. They will cajole people. After 2-3 weeks, sometimes it can even last 2 months, agitating to achieve a particular point they are trying to make. I don't want to list those points. You all know those points now. They go don't complain, do every other stuff. Say if they not give them, they not answer them, they won't call up this strike. But at the end of the day, they will still call them to one corner, hold meeting with them, and they will tell you, okay, finally, federal government don't beg us, and say, okay, they will settle it later. Meanwhile, they forget, say people livelihood was put on hold. Yes, now, it was put on hold. This is the twist here. This present strike, I'm beginning to feel that people are tired of all this hulabalu. Yes, now. Because how else will they say the protest starts today and some parts of Lagos, business is going on as usual? Only some parts of mainland, you will see crowd. Fine, we understand it's a peaceful protest. Even IG even want everybody to say if they discover any other stuff, they will take action, which was even wrong because generally when NLC decides to protest, it has always been a peaceful protest. So that wasn't with the IG talk for there, IG file for there. It wasn't necessary. Now, if you guys think what I'm saying doesn't really count, doesn't really make sense, listen to this interview. They asked a fellow market man on Tinubu Square. It got me thinking, say for Tinubu Square, there's of a strike, no matter. But listen to what he has to say.
Labor protest today in Lagos. Niyi, good to have you on the program. Good morning. What's the situation in Victoria Island?
Good morning, Dr. Abati.
Good morning, Niyi.
Well, actually, good morning, Dr. Abati. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you
currently
clearly.
I'm on Tinubu Square. Very good.
Really?
So
Tinubu
I have
Square?
gone through Ikoyi and it's, yeah, that's where we are, the heart of the market. If Shola can just give you an idea of what we can see right now, you can see all the markets are opened and there is no sign of picketing by any labor groups whatsoever. And of course, on our way here, we noticed that majority, if not all, the public institutions, whether it's petrol stations, whether it's banks, and every other place are actually open for business. Okay, we've asked a few people around whether they're actually aware of the strike, or rather protest at this stage. And, a lot of people are not too, wary about that. But I have one or two people to talk to. I have Charles, one of the traders here, to give us an idea of what's been happening. Charles, okay, just take a look at the camera. Okay. So, all right. So, what is your impression of this strike? Has it had any impact on your area so far?
For now, there is no impact at all because, as you can see, people are doing their businesses and the banks were open. So, for me, there is no impact for now.
Okay. Are you in support of this strike? After all, the government has been engaging labor. Okay, but labor still insists on going. At least, despite all the dialogue and everything, they're still insisting on having some kind of presence among the people with this protest. Do you think it's having any major,
Really, this is a litmus test for Mr. President for the first strike they are having in this regime. And Mr. President has already said that even if you strike as long as you can, that he will not change his mind. For me, this strike, I don't think is necessary. I think to engage in dialogue is the best. Because previously, the NLC has already been going on within doing a lot of strikes, which they come out with nothing. Has been happening for a long time. So for disturbing people now, talking about it because of the movement of subsidy, for me it's not necessary. And this is a new regime. I believe in dialogue. I believe to give Mr. President at least 6 months to know if he can change things. But if he does not, we can go for strike.
And then you will support him then?
Surely I will support that, because we are talking about the effect it has for masses, for commoners like us. We are talking about buying fuel lesser than what we are doing. We are not enjoying it, but he has reasons to say this. So we say, okay, let's allow him to do what he thought he can.
Okay, you've just spoken for yourself. Okay, but what has been the mood? Because earlier when I asked you, you sounded a little bit surprised that, oh, is there actually a strike going on?
I don't even know there is strike, actually. No, but even if there is strike, it's too early to know if it has effect or not. You know that. We don't know. We are not engaged on that. And I believe there is no necessary for now. But if there is necessary to support, if we are sure they will reduce the price, we can support. But if we are sure that the NSC will continue doing what they do previously, they can go for strike for 3 weeks. Before you know it, they go to meeting, came back with nothing, and stop the strike without achieving anything. They have been doing it previously. So we don't even trust the NSC. For me, we don't trust them. But if they can achieve something, yeah, well, we can support.
Now, after listening to all this, after seeing all these videos, what's your own point of view? What do you make out of this? Do you feel everybody should have just supported this strike? Or you feel the NUC would have communicated with the people and state clearly what their vision is, what the purpose of this strike is, what they intend to achieve, how long they intend to go about it?